Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and this is the very last Christmassy nail design of the year. We've got Aqua Blue from Madam Glam, which is going to be our darker blue, and we've also got Guardian Angel, which is going to be our lighter blue. For today's design, all you need is 2 different shades of blue, preferably one of course light and one darker, and then later on we're going to use some white to do some nail art, but that's all you need for today. So we're keeping it fairly simple, although the design itself isn't very simple. It's quite out there, I think. There's quite a lot going on with considering how little gel polishes we're actually using, but there's a lot of nail art, there's a glitter involved, there's sugaring, we've got crystals. We're going to try and attempt to draw a little reindeer, and I'm going to show you roughly step by step how I done it. It's a very basic reindeer. It's not very detailed, it's not super, you won't need crazy skills to recreate it. As long as you've got a dotting tool and a nail art brush, you'll be just fine. So I did 2 layers of the polishes on the nails and cured it. Now it's time to start outlining the structure, or the structure and the whole reindeer basically, before we start to go in with the white and kind of make it come together. So you want to do 3 big circles using a dotting tool. I picked up the biggest one I could find, but still wasn't the biggest one. Like, it wasn't big enough, but just wiggle it around and you get hopefully the right circle that you need. Then connect all the dots together with some lines and then colour it in. So this is going to be the shape of our face. So you can see the 2 dots that we made at the bottom are going to be like the cheek area, and the 1 dot that we did at the top is going to be our face area. Now I'm working on the reindeer little bits at the top. So I'm doing 2 kind of slanted lines, and then once I'm kind of happy with them, I just do 2 lines sticking out of it. And I'm going to do it on both. And you want them fairly thick, because we are going to go around everything that we are doing on this nail with some white gel polish. So you want it to be fairly thick so you actually have something to go around. Otherwise you might make your life a little bit harder if you're going to do super thin lines. Of course, unless you are not going over it, then it'll be just fine to do it super small and little. Won't really matter at that point. So now we are going to do the neck bits. So it's just those 2 tiny slanted lines. And now we're going to do the feet. So I'm doing 2 long elongated kind of dots. You want to kind of drag your dotting tool downwards and not make it a perfect circle. So those will be our feet. So you're kind of making it look like you sat down. Then you just want to connect it or colour it in, pop it into the lamp. As you can see, this blue is super opaque, and I don't even believe I went in with a second coat. I was super happy with how it was looking, and yeah, just didn't want to or the need to do another layer. Those gel polishes are usually the best to use, because you don't want to end up going over a bunch of times over your design. That it's super hard to do in the first place, so it's hard to go over it again and not go out of the lines. And also it creates a thicker layer if you go over it again. So if you do have a nail art gel of some sort, or a gel polish that you can really rely on, and it's super pigmented and opaque, and you won't have anything kind of coming through, then try and use those as much as possible. So now that has been cured, we are on the process of matte top coating already, which is crazy. We're almost 4 minutes into the video and we're already top coating. So the rest of the design, we are going to use some Glitter Bells Unbelievable Gels, which cure tack free on top of matte nails or any nails, which is nice. So we're going to have a matte background with some glossy details on top, and we're going to do some sugaring, which has to happen on the matte top coats to get the nice effect that I'm going for. And we are also having some blue art as well, but we are going to sprinkle on some clear acrylic, so it's going to create that 3D embossed kind of look. So we don't need to do anything else now. So top coat is all done. On our first baby bluey nail, I did a slanted line, and I'm following that slanted line, and I'm going to do those zigzag pattern, those typical sweater patterned design, and I'm just going to follow the line that I've created all the way through, and I'm doing them quite small. I felt like I wanted to include a bunch of them. Of course, the larger you make them, the less you're able to fit on the nails. So in particular, if you're working on a small nail bed, then you might want to work even smaller, just to try and get a couple of them fitted in, just to make it look cute. And then once I'm happy, I will grab a dotting tool and follow the same idea where I'm following that line that I created at the beginning, but I'm going to do the dots underneath, and I'm just going to follow it, leaving a gap in between each dot. There we are, and I'm using a smaller dotting tool this time compared to when we were working on the reindeer. And then once I'm happy, grab yourself a clear acrylic and sprinkle it on top of this wet layer of gel polish. So today I'm using some glitter bells, acrylic. It's just what I've got in my collection, but you don't need to, of course, invest your money into super expensive acrylics. You can get them in all sorts of different places. You can get super cheap ones from Shein and Ali. Any places will do really, or anything you have in your collection. So now that was sprinkled on, it's in the lamp curing, we can work on our next baby blue nails. So this one, you want to use the darker blue that we used earlier and do a line down the center of the nail. And then I decided to go in and do it on the right hand side, but I'm doing these very sloppy, very, slanted, not very detailed or sharp lined sweater pattern, and I'm doing them huge on this one. You don't have to do it this way. I don't actually know why I did it that way, but I feel like I wanted to do something different, yet still following that same pattern. So I attempted a different kind of look with it. And once you are done with that pattern, I have a little bit of space on the right hand side, so I do add an extra line there, over here. And then again, just sprinkle on some clear acrylic, pop into the lamp. I do like to double cure my nails whenever I'm doing clear acrylic on top of wet gel polish, just because, you're mixing two different products together, and I just want to make sure it cures properly, especially if you're working on a client. So yeah, make sure it's fully cured. And then we can work on our next nail. So I think our next nail will be the two blue ones. They're going to be identical. I only show you me working on one of them because they're going to be basically a mirror flip. So if I'm doing something on the left hand side, the other nail will have it on the right hand side. So at the moment, I'm applying some rhinestone glue gel, and I'm going to place a couple of AB crystals in the center there on the left hand side on this nail. So that means the other nail will have it on the right hand side. So I place a big AB in the center, followed by the same sized ABs all around it. So that's going to be the center of the kind of Christmassy pattern that we're about to do. And then I'll pop into the lamp so it doesn't move. So once I've got it where I want it, it won't move. I'll pop it into the lamp. And then when it comes back out, like it has now, we can go in with some white gel polish and start doing these, I don't know what you'd call them. You kind of want to start thin from the crystal and then make it wider as you go to the edge of the nail. And it's kind of giving, I don't know, it's reminding me a bit of like those Christmassy sweets you can sometimes get. This is kind of similar to a candy cane look, but not quite, because of course it doesn't have the, the lines. It's more like slanted. Don't really know. Let me know in the comments if you know what pattern this is, if it has even a name. I'm not too sure. And I made a little bit of mistake here. So obviously the white isn't that opaque. I should have applied this layer, cured it, and did another one, and then sprinkled on the glitter, but I didn't. And so the glitter is a bit, not as opaque and bright and white as I wanted it to. So if you are recreating, or you're, in particular recreating this nail design or this particular nail, then do try and do 2 layers, unless you're using maybe instead of white a different color or something where it's going to be super opaque. I should have done that. I have pretty much run out of my Glitter Bells Unbelievable Gel now in the shade of white, so that would have been a better alternative to use with my designs of what I had at hand. But I'm really running out, so I was only about able to scrape up the tiny little bits to do a couple of details on this design today, so it wasn't enough to cover up and use that much white on this nail. So unfortunately I had to do it this way, but yeah, I wish I did. If I could do it again, I would definitely do another layer before applying the glitter. So just sprinkle on the glitter, just very similar to what we did with the clear acrylic. It's just glitter instead. Again, cure it for double time, and you've got your nails done. So I've got already the other one done in the background, as you can see. So we've got 2 chilling there. So now grab some white gel polish, and I'm just going to outline the little reindeer that we've created, a cute little reindeer. So it's going to cut a couple of times. It was quite hard to go around it, not having it super, in front of my face. So I do go off camera a couple of times to get a bit closer to me, so I can actually see what I'm doing and have a bit more control over what my hand is doing, so I don't go over the lines. So hopefully now that I'm outlining, you're able to kind of see it come to life a little bit more. So it's really nice. I think it's very, it's very basic, but it's cute. Kind of what I was going for. So here it is. all done, and I am going to sprinkle on the clear acrylic again on this one. It will then go into the lamp for a double cure. It will come out, and we're going to do some extra little details. So we're going to use the Glitterbuzz Unbelievable Gel to do this bit now, so it will stay glossy. So we're going to do a heart on his little chest. We're going to do 2 eyes. We're going to do 2 lines on the feet as well. And I think off camera I noticed I forgot to do the little nose, so I go ahead and do this big heart on the nose. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be in the finale pics, but I don't think I ended up doing it on camera because I just completely didn't notice. I don't know how. It's very obvious, but I managed to miss it. And now I'm also going in with that same gel, and I'm going to do just dots all around our little guy there, just covering up the space. Alternatively, you could do maybe some dotted glitter or some crystals, just anything. You know me, I love having busy nails, and that one was a bit too boring for me, but yeah, you can also of course skip it as well if you didn't want to do it. So using that exact same gel again, we are going to do a snowflake on the nail we worked earlier. So I'm going to position the snowflake, or at least half of it, on the top right hand side. So I'm just doing the dotted method to do my snowflake today. And then once I've got all my dots down, grab your nail art brush through the same gel and then just drag out lines. And then boom, you've got your very quick and easy snowflake. And if there's any dots that you maybe went a bit too heavy-handed with your brush, just grab your dot tool again and thicken up those dots. I think I might do it, or maybe not. Because I know sometimes I go a bit too heavy-handed, or I pick up maybe a brush that's a little bit too thick, and it's kind of just like ruins the dots that I created a little bit. So I go in and I just fix them up. Just go over the same dot you created basically to give it that nice round shape again. That's one done, and we're going to do something similar on this nail as well. So we're going to do the dotted half snowflake again, but fairly at the top because that's where I had the most space to do it. Because of course the lower you go, my nail is stiletto, so it gets pretty thin at the bottom. So I'm focusing the snowflake at the top left hand side. And then the same thing, anything left, so mainly that bottom part of the nail, I just do some dots, but I'm only focusing those dots on that left hand side where we've got no dark blue around. Basically, you want to leave the other side alone. Again, just drag your brush through the dots. I love that kind of snowflake. It's so simple and quick and easy. I love it so much. Super effective as well. Here it is, all cute. And again, just grab a dot tool and just start just placing random dots all over wherever it suits you best, if you have any more space left. And then pop into lamp. These do cure for 60 seconds, so bear that in mind. And here are the final results. So I hope you guys liked the video. It is the last Christmas one now, guys, so I can't wait for the next year videos, all Valentine's and everything. I'm getting it already. I can't wait for you guys to see them. I'll have as many links as I can in the description. I'll try and get some extra videos out before the end of the year, but if not, I hope you have a lovely new year, and I can't wait to see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.